So, I'm making another South Park AU because I have problems. So, this will be updated sometime. I just gotta make the designs whenever that happens. So, this is all I have so far as for the characters. I think character-wise, this is a pretty big cast. But I could do more. Who knows? If you have an idea, please tell me. I would love to hear it. Even if I already did that character, I'd still love to hear it. It's always nice hearing other people's opinions. I know. Weird thing to hear on the internet. But I'm just different like that. So, of the characters I did, I've made a list. Stan is Snow White in this universe. I'm trying to think of what I was going to say. I made a list, I just didn't make a script. So he plays the role of Snow White. Yes, he's gonna die. But most of the story, he's just a runaway prince who has the ability to speak to animals because, you know, all the Disney princesses talk to animals. Why doesn't he be able to speak to them? Also, if you're wondering who the 7 dwarves are, I thought this would be such a good idea. To everyone else, they're just these cute little woodland animals. To Stan, they are just saying nightmarish demonic chants. But they protect him. So, does he have a choice, really? After Stan, I have Wendy, who is not only Snow White's Prince Charming. Yes, Stan does get saved by a badass princess, because I don't tolerate Wendy Testerberger hate here on my channel. But also, I decided to make her sort of the Swan Princess, where Wendy, she can't save Stan during the day because, damn it, not the day, the night. During the day she can, but at night she turns into a swan, a black swan specifically. Why am I stuttering so much? Yeah, she could turn into a black swan at night. I thought a black swan specifically would work better than just a white swan, because not only is her hair black, so it makes sense, but also a black swan would fit because they are often associated with curses and being different. So it would make sense for her character arc, as in the story, her character arc is that she thinks her curse makes her different and she doesn't like that. So it's sort of like a character arc for her. So why not put symbolism in there? I like symbolism. Shelly has 2 roles as well. She is both the Beast from Beauty and the Beast, as she is royalty, Stan's sister, who was cursed for her behavior into a beast, and now she has to wait till someone can love her despite her form and her attitude. Her attitude's probably the bigger problem here. But also, she is the big bad wolf, because I thought Shelly as the big bad wolf would just fit way too well. She just likes scaring people and stuff. As well as Big Bad Wolf, with Shelly being that. Kevin is a Little Red Riding Hood, as well as the huntsman from Snow White. Basically, he's a huntsman who gets hired to kill Stan. I won't say by who, that'll be a spoiler. But he gets hired to kill Stan, goes to kill him, realizes 2 things. 1, Stan's way too innocent to be killed. He didn't do anything wrong. And 2, Kevin isn't paid enough to kill children. So he starts hunting down the big bad wolf as a way to steal her heart so that he can use it to, like, pass off as Stan's heart, because in the original Snow White, the huntsman is told to bring Snow White's heart as proof that he killed her. Here, Kevin does steal Shelley's heart, but not in the way he was intending to. Kyle and Ike are Jack from Jack and the Beanstalk. Because Ike is the one who gets the beans, and instead of their mother being the one who's upset, it's Kyle. He's not mad at Ike, though, don't worry. He's just mad Ike was tricked. But they do also end up climbing it because Ike wants adventure and Kyle doesn't want them to get killed. Kyle literally just has this, like, dynamic of acting like the mature one and saying, I'm an adult. I'm not climbing up there with you. It's going to get me killed. You come down right now. I can just call him a chicken and just start making chicken noises, and Kyle's like, alright, motherfucker, I'm coming up. And Rebecca is the giant, but not like the giant from the original Jack and the Beanstalk story, but rather this cut movie from Disney called Gigantic, I think, where in it the giant is actually quite nice. It's just a little girl. So I kind of made Rebecca that. And Kyle has, like, the idea that the giants are just like the ones in the Jack and the Beanstalk story. He's, like, worried that a giant's going to come and ground up him and Ike's bones and drink their blood and put their meat in their bread or something like that. And then when he meets her, she's kind, she's smart, she likes to read, and according to Kyle, is very, very pretty. Yeah, I'm making this story, Becca. Fuck you. Leanne is the witch in this story. You know, sometimes in the stories they're evil queens or evil stepmothers or whatever. She's just, like, the main antagonist. She is the reason why everyone's cursed. If someone in this whole kingdom is cursed, it's her fault. And it's just like the gay Pinocchio movie reasoning of, I just thought it would make an interesting story. Cartman is Hansel in the story, as well as the fact that he is also cursed. As he used to be Leanne's house cat. He was just a lazy house cat before she cursed him to be a human boy because he was, I'm trying to think, like, the right word for it. You know, just, like, lazing around her freeloading. He's basically freeloading. So she turned him into a boy and sent him into a village to do work. But then he meets Yentl, who in this story is Gretel, and falls in love with her. But he tries to avoid all that love at all cost. Because he knows that with True Love's kiss, he will turn back into a cat, and she will never want to talk to him again. She will never kiss him because he's a cat. Kenny is not only Cinderella's Prince Charming, but also the rat prince. He's the frog prince, but, you know, instead of a frog, he gets turned into a rat. And Margarine is Cinderella, because I literally couldn't find anyone else who fits any better. Kevin, I already did Kevin. I'm so stupid. Craig is both Pinocchio and the Tin Soldier stories, as he is a puppet who is brought back to life. He's made of wood, so he is very hard to break. He's completely immune to fear, and he's unable to lie. But it's unlike Pinocchio from, like, Disney or, like, the original story or anything like that, where when he lies, his nose grows. He is legit unable to tell a lie. So everything he says is just completely blunt. Tweak is Rapunzel in this story. He was cursed to have long hair that also heals, kind of like Entangled, and Craig is there to protect him and get him out of the tower. and bring him somewhere safe. Yes, they're still gay. I know, super happy. Clyde is the boy who cried wolf. Because I like to think Shelly, she has to, like, you know, like, growl and howl and do her big and bad huff and puff to scare other people. But she has so much more fun with Clyde, because all she has to do is, like, step on a branch and he drops his lunch and runs away crying. And he's the boy who cried wolf, not because he, like, lies about there being a wolf when there isn't. It's that he cries so much that no one bats an eye about it. Like, he will just cry and say there's a big old monster. They go to check, it's just a really big squirrel. So after the big bad wolf comes into his woods and he starts crying about it, no one believes him. Eventually, he does learn bravery by defending Shelly. That's his big character arc, is bravery. I also have Chef, aka the best character. He is the gingerbread man. He's basically an ally to Hansel and Gretel in this story because Leanne basically told him to bring the kids to her. He says no, so she turned him into a giant gingerbread cookie as a way to say, I can do worse. Do what I say. And the final one I have so far is Gregory, who in this universe plays a role of both Prince Charming, more specifically, a Prince Charming who's been wedded to Wendy, even though she wants to marry Stan. But also, he is a sort of King Midas, Emperor's New Clothes kind of character. But he's also, like, smart enough to, like, not wear, like, clothes that aren't real. Instead, he gets cursed into wearing this golden armor that, once his pride flares up, he turns into solid gold. Yeah, it's not whatever Gregory touches that turns to gold. He himself turns to gold. Basically, Gregory, he wants to, like, do good things, but only to, like, impress other people. So, when he does do things to impress other people, and not selflessly, he turns into a golden statue and can't be the leader that he wants to be, because he's a fucking gold statue. But whenever he does something selflessly, he doesn't. I can imagine the first time this happens is, like, him helping Ike. They just, like, out of, like, pure kindness in his heart. And when Ike tells him that he's so cool, his pride flares up again. He starts talking, and then ching, it's just a statue again. Anyway, that's all I did for this AU. I'm thinking of maybe making it a fan fiction on my AO3, maybe even a fan comic if I have that kind of dedication. But I also am going to make designs soon, so please keep an eye out for that. Ask me any questions. I would love to answer questions. Please, I'm super desperate. Ask me questions about this AU. Besides that, I hope you enjoy this rant. This is probably my longest video I've ever done, actually. The recording says nearly 14 minutes. But I'm not sure if that's how long the video will be on YouTube. But, you know, YouTuber things. Make sure you like the video if you did like it. That really does help me. So does subscribing to my channel. That way, if you're interested in this AU, you'll get updates whenever I do stuff for it, or not. I'll make sure to answer as much questions as I get. Who knows, maybe if you give me enough questions in the comments below, I will, or suggestions. I'll also like suggestions if it's still like a work in progress AU. I'll like that, and maybe do like a Q&A for it once I have the designs down. Once I stop procrastinating for everything. Anyway, I do hope you enjoyed that. You guys, gals, and non-binary pals, and everyone else in between, have a very nice day.
Peace.